Hey, everybody. This is me and George. George has been doing an exercise at my request that I do a lot, and I have a number of my students do. And I think it's excellent for a lot of things. And we've talked about it before. The exercise is to play handicap go as if it's an even game, meaning you don't try to do special moves, just basic moves. This, of course, makes the game easier for your opponent, but that's part of the exercises, all like that. Okay, so this is his, I don't know, fourth, whatever attempt to play at a 9-stone game. There's such a temptation to try to do more when you're playing 9 stones, but here we go. Let's take a look. Okay, white should be settling now. Makes sense.
Patrick is my brother, and he's not 1-done. He's probably around 8Q or so, I guess. Maybe a bit weaker.
Okay, white settling. That's great. Necessary, yeah. And I did see the opening of this game a while back, so I don't really know where white played, but let's talk about it here. We see this black move at A. If black plays there, is it sente? Yeah. We can't have black play A and another move, for instance. This white group is in shambles. Okay. This means that white either needs to play A or B, or some special move like some center move, we'll call it D. Do we agree so far, George?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, in review, I thought maybe I could play away there because I felt like the previous exchange helped me, but I see that it doesn't help me enough.
Yeah. So which of these 3 basic moves would we do? Corner side center suggests B's next. But this D group looks really suspicious to me. I'm imagining a white stone here going, this black group only has 1 eye. So I kind of like A, as it's like life in 1 move and really apply some pressure to that group. B, we'll call it life in 1 move, but it has no effect on any groups. It has effect on the upcoming territories. So maybe the question is, if A means enough, A is better. It's like, well, A doesn't mean that much, then B. Okay, let's see where you played. Yeah, perfectly great. I would play there, just right or wrong, because it's instead of going through really working out which one's better, I go, well, I like A. I like it, feels good to me. I have a plan, I have a purpose. Whether it's the best purpose, I don't worry too much about. Oh, right. I think I remember what you said here. Okay, move 10. Can I play away? The previous exchange helped me. Okay, move 12. Now play away. Responding only helps black's shape. I don't need defense. Okay, let's see if that's true. White plays away to wherever. Tari, what do you do?
I either connect or maybe N17, N7. Yeah, N17.
Let's try it. Atari, what do you do?
I said N17.
N. Oh, so we did the Atari.
Yeah.
N17. Atari, what do you do?
Connect.
Connect. One-eyed group, right?
Yeah.
I do not want a group that looks like this. I don't care if black can kill. I'm feeling completely choked, tiny. Ugh, I absolutely detest that. So I would play here without question. Not only is black's move powerful, but my white move. Heck, I'm getting out to the whole board. Now I'm the one that can start pressing and turning. So I think it's a really strong position, worthwhile. Sound good?
Yeah,
Disagree?
you make it sound so simple. Yeah, yeah.
Now, this is, you know me, this is a pattern I do all the time. I do these one move readouts. Well, it's two moves. Move one, pass. Move two, what's the worst that can happen? I'm like, yikes. I just don't like it. And that's a one move readout. Like, I don't like it. Therefore, I'm going to play, which you did, but in review, you thought, I don't need to do that. Well, I like his first impression. I do need to do that. Okay. Move 15. No, exclamation mark. I'm helping black. I don't need defense. I think you
That's
did.
that's my actually for my next move.
Okay, this one.
So I was thinking, okay, now I'm alive on top. I don't mind being cut, so I should get that RG on the outside.
So you're saying here.
Yes.
I see. Okay, let's see. Okay, white is cut. All right. I assume you're going to save.
Yeah.
And then
I guess then either get the Atarian or just leave it. I guess get the Atarian and then play away.
play away.
Yeah.
This is real Sente. So you're alive. God, I hate these pitiful little groups. I'm surrounded. How many points do I have? 2.
Yeah, and also the cup doesn't seem to really mean anything, does it?
Yeah, I want my groups to be way happier.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with this white move. This one white move, I'm starting to have points effect. I'm in the center. That's massive. So no, I completely agree with the way you did play, not with your thoughts afterwards. This is why you play the game for viewers. The homework I give students, which they almost never do, thank you, George, is play one serious game a week where you have lots of time, and every single move, think it through and use my list, which most of you know. And then once you're done, review it by yourself and try to catch where you made basic list mistakes. And then make a simple comment, oh, I should have defended, something like that. Then when I review the game with you, then we can see your thinking and we get to correct it. Like here, he's in review, he's thinking, I should play away. No, get used to loving this white group. This is what you want, a vibrant white group that can do a lot of things. Okay, I rambled there, but hopefully that's okay. This is 16. Okay. Okay. We're fine, he's fine. And we play away. Okay. So makes sense. I disagree, but it makes sense. All white is fine, all black is fine. So there are not problems with groups. Are there problems with perimeters? Well, let's find out. Is that Sente? Yeah. Black says, you fool. Really, Atari? What here? I love this. This doesn't mean black's dead. It means I'm doing a lot of exciting things from a strong position.
And you wouldn't necessarily play that straight away, but you get the Atarian and then probably play away knowing you have that follow-up for later?
Let's find out. I don't know. So I'm suggesting here, and then we assume black plays away. I would do the Atari immediately. Then what would I? Oh, right now, because if I don't, black plays there, and I got nothing for my trouble. I'm going to do it immediately. Let's go ahead and what's black going to play here, I assume?
Yes, sir, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do which Atari do I like? I think this one's necessary. Black's going to cut, right?
Yep.
Only move. Atari. Save or escape?
Save, I think.
Save. Connect, which is Sente to kill.
Yeah.
Black will come out. I've totally ripped off his right side.
Yeah.
And I have thickness to the center. I love it.
Yeah.
That's something I can work with. And it's still Sente. I mean, this is a powerful turn, is what I really mean. And what about this move? You have to get out. Well, now it's a liberty race. And there's a lot of things going on here, all in white's favor. So yeah, positionally, the turn is important. Let's double check our math. How do we feel about this? Do we like black turning? Not one bit. You mean we're going to give that black that for free? Oh my God, that's huge. So yeah, take advantage of it immediately is what I would do.
So how could I get into the habit of kind of assessing these situations? Because it felt like to me, okay, finally I'm fine. Black's fine. Play
Yes.
away.
Yes. Yes. How long has the video been so far? How much time have we
You're recording, so I'm not quite sure, but
take a guess?
About 10 minutes.
That question is so important. I believe I'm going to make a complete change in what we're doing. So I'm removing this game from, and I suggest, or you can leave it up. I don't care. I'm going to stop presenting that board. I'm going to load private into LGD. I'm going to go over to my foo, then over to Ghost stuff, my desktop, special games, and then go to strong group. Now I'm going to give you access. No, stop it.
I think I know which game you're going to bring up.
Yeah, I think you do too. Access list. DOESN.
Two eyes is called, I think, right? Ones.
And then I'm going to share so that everyone can see. Okay.
Lance, have you chosen the right window for the recording?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm sure you can see it. I assume you can see it too, although you'll look at the main board. Okay.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So let's repeat his question. You repeat it. What's the question? How can I get in the habit?
Yeah, how can I get in the habit of knowing when I can leave a situation that appears to be
Yes. Oh, what? Is that the best question I've heard in the last 5 years? I don't know. That is such a good question. Okay. I've done a video. I assume I've done a video on this game. I love this game. This is, we'll just say 30 years ago, KGS, a couple 7-dans playing. And now 7-dans, I know a number of pros, or some pros, that are playing on KGS as 7-dan. Point being, 7-dans are strong. 30 years ago, same thing. 7-dans are very strong. Okay. And we're thinking, when can we play away? I would love to spend an hour reviewing this game for everybody, but I'm sure I've already done it. Okay. White's fine, black's fine. White's alive, right? No way black can kill. Okay. Our A group, alive. Area 1, frightfully large. This wall, terrifying. What shall we do? Well, even though our group is fine, it can get pressured. Is white going to ignore this? I don't think so. This is huge, really big stuff. What does white do? Come out. How many points is that? 2? White creates 2. And if black had played it, actually creating 0, it's a cut, for instance. But it's like, no, positionally, it's important. Okay. Black continues. White
So
is...
what about before that move, before that black move? Black could play away now, presumably, right?
Yes, black's fine, white's fine, black can play away.
Yeah.
But we're looking at the white stones.
Okay.
Black plays here. White is alive. But Sente. I mean, this is a lot of this is really big. White's getting 1 point per move. Black's getting tremendous stuff. No, we hate this. Come on out. Fix. Black plays this to make white commit. Okay, now we know we have an Atari here, right? That makes this Sente. What do you mean it makes it Sente? White's alive. Well, if white plays away, Atari, turn, that's the ladder. White goes for the kill. White can't break out. This is huge. It looks like this, right? That's huge. So white comes out. Fix. White's alive. But black gets this in Sente. Don't give good stuff away for free. So white plays here. White's alive. This is Sente. Sente. Finally, after all that, black does not have any forcing moves of value. Now, I picked this game. I was so struck by this game. I've used it countless times with students. Everyone sees the big wall and that white's wasting his time with tiny little points on the right. But every point black has created has been on his own dime. He didn't get any free points from it. Secondly, white's ahead by at least 2 or 3 points, which that whole scenario I find mind-blowing. Would I have the patience to play this way as white? Well, I would, because I believe in it so strongly. But it's like, really? Yes, really. Okay, now, I would love to spend the next hour on why and what about this and why you did that. I love this game. But you see how this kind of answers the question, George?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if any viewers want the game, you can hunt down the video. I'm assuming there's a video of it. Or you can just email me and see how it turned out and come by, ask me questions about it. I couldn't stop myself from telling you about it. Okay, so that's how we get the habit. Realize I'm not going to give anything important away for free. Use your imagination. And now we'll go back to the game and apply this. Matter of fact, we'll do that right now. Close this, stop presenting, open the game back up. No, oh, bring the 9-stone game back up that we're looking at. And we'll apply this principle. Oh, I believe this principle so much. I used to play only handicap Go. I didn't understand even up one bit. And I asked thousands upon thousands of questions to pros, and I couldn't get them to tell me. You're bringing it up, right, George?
Yes, I'm bringing it up.
And finally, after I've been teaching Go for 10 years, I only taught handicap. I finally found out. And
Okay.
what? Is that it? Okay.
You have access. Yeah.
Now I have to share again. And we're back to our original game. And we're back to one of our, oh, and give me control, which I have, thank you. And we're asking these questions like here. And he's saying, oh, well, I'm alive. Yeah, but look at the position Black's getting. And the first one's for free, and the second one has produced greatness. And again here, oh, I can play away. Yeah, but the turn gives Black the entire center. That's way too much. Here, there's a question, what should I do? Well, I am now going to turn. And I'm in charge. Now I'm going to start surrounding him. And now I have thickness to the center. So I got something for free, something very valuable. So did we take a reasonable stab at answering the question, George?
Yes. I mean, I to phrase it another way is that would the list help me come up with these kinds of moves, or is it something on top? Is it like another principle that I keep in mind?
Man, you ask great questions sometimes. Okay. Let's use the list. See if we can find it here. Okay. Am I okay? Oh, yeah. I'm alive at A. Give me a break. Is he okay? Absolutely. His B group is perfectly fine. Okay. What's big? Or more specifically, how many big areas are there? Okay, we could go around and mark all the big areas, but it would take us some time. But one of these areas is going to be area 6. And this is an area that is up for grabs. It's free. And free points, free value is bigger than value at a whole cost of a whole move. So this is the biggest move because it's for free. Now, if it's for free and was in game for half a point, well, no, it's not biggest then. Well, but it's for free. Yeah, half a point doesn't mean anything. 10 points doesn't mean anything. The position is dramatically changed. That's what makes it so valuable, on top of the points involved. What do you think?
Yeah. And also, so black's fine, white's fine. We're looking at the big areas. And as we play in a big area, are there any white groups that we can help? Like I'm trying to get kind of that picture in mind. So
yeah, and we see that this white group can live, but it sure wish it had had a better life. So it would enjoy help. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I guess if I'm going through the list and going through the big areas, I wouldn't think, at least off the top of my head, that 6 is the biggest area. Because we have quite some potential for black becoming very over concentrated there. So I think I would just kind of put 6 aside and say, okay, I'm just going to play elsewhere because that doesn't seem to be the biggest part of the board.
So when I tried to work all that out, because I had to go, I really put a lot of effort into trying to change my thinking. And this is where that game we just looked at is so valuable to me. White's playing these moves that are 1 point, 2 points, but it creates a positional difference that affects the entire board. So it's not the point value, but the positional value times 2. Black gets great versus white gets great. Now, also, we don't hane because that didn't change the position. White still has an awkward group, and black has control of the board. So the hane doesn't apply according to the list. You have to play here to get the positional, to remove the free stuff. Okay, so we're doing a lot of talking here. Now, I think that's tremendously valuable because the point of the videos is how to think through and change our minds. And that's done through by, look at it. What's it look like? One of the old Ishii press books says every morning, set up this position on the board and chant, black's position is better. Black's position is better, because it wasn't a natural thing to think. But the pro says, no, it's absolutely true. Just put it in your head. Okay. Good enough for now?
Yes. I mean, so the way I understand it still, I think for me personally, what I would do is to try to think of a list, but there might be some kind of positional gain that is a good idea to keep in mind. Because if I go to the list, as I said, I still don't think of 6 being the biggest area. So I think I would miss it having gone through the list. And so I think I would have to try to think of this extra principle to keep in mind at the same time. Yeah. Is that fair to say, do you think? Or do you think if you go through the list correctly, you should be able to get that move, find that move?
Yeah, I'm going to answer just a second. Just a second. Just going to remove a couple stones here, just so we can see the top of the board. I was going through this with a student, and trying to explain how black's getting profit on top, but in area 1, but white's getting profit in area 2. She could not grasp this because in her mind, profit meant points. And I think this is exactly what we're talking about over here. You say it's not big. Well, point-wise, it doesn't have much value. But big doesn't mean points.
Okay.
It means,
it's just so when I'm going through the list, I'm looking at first, do I have any weak groups or important stones? So I'm looking at groups and stones, and then the same with my opponent. But then I'm looking at bigger areas. So then I'm just looking at the areas up for grabs on the board.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Question 3, how many big areas are there? So perhaps we need to redefine that as how many valuable things are on the board. Well, I see this as an area. We're breaking into the center. That's an area. I can break into it or not break into it. So it's an area. But the idea that we're really talking about the group's position. Yeah. So very hard to define things, right? I've had students that have spent years with me working on, like one guy who's doing a computer program, and he had a Lance section where he was applying the list. But to do that, he had to define it very clearly. He had a small novel about what defining size and value. And after all that, it's still very hard to put it clearly into words, as is almost any valuable concept. We state it clearly. We can state it more clearly. We can state it more clearly. I mean, so eventually we have to rely on, dare I say, intuitive understanding. But the goal would be that you're playing simul, 12 games at once, and you play this without any thought at all. How come? Duh, I'm weak there. This allows me to break in the center where everything's going to be happening the rest of the game. What about now? I don't like his turn. I don't like being turned there. Do I jump or just step? And you check the oh, no, I'm fine. He plays there. Oh, I think I'll just break that. I'm getting points. I just destroyed his stone. And you just step by step, I'm not leaving here till I have a strong position that I can trust and use in all ways I want.
Yeah. So I guess the thing about it is actually this should come under the first question, as in how many weak groups or important stones do I have? Well, if I don't play, black has a strong follow-up move, and then I have all kinds of issues. Therefore, I respond, rather than kind of covering it in the third question.
Yeah. Is the A group healthy? Ooh, there we go. Is it comfortable? Remember, we don't do life and death. We deal with comfort.
Yeah.
Actually, the A group is uncomfortable because it's about to get surrounded in Sente. Ooh.
Yeah.
So it is question one. I'm alive, but I'm not healthy. And that we've talked about. That's an easy one.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate being turned. How come? Well, I'm alive, but I'm just so unhealthy. I'm just going to surround me and hassle me. We don't want to get hassled. So we're back to the basic concept. I don't want to get hassled. What about here? That Hane hassles me, so I'm not going to allow it. That cut hassles me. I'm going to save it in some fashion. You know, how do I feel about, and what step by step you figure out, do I feel uncomfortable or not? Yeah.
Great, we got there.
Okay. So very hard stuff to see clearly, but fundamentally, in just that game we looked at, where the 7-Non's playing all these small moves so he doesn't get pushed and slapped around and pushed down in here. And no, you maintain health. And I'm just hoping someone's going to take that game and count how is it White's actually ahead. And if you can't figure it out, come to KGS, come to Chinatown, ask for Kane. I mean, I'll be there. Okay. Is that enough of this game? We're up in the 30-minute arena.
I think a little bit more might be
a little bit more. Okay. Black, white. Okay. Oh, and you did play out to here. Good for you. Okay. He plays a big move. You come on in. That's fine. Oh, that's right. Okay. So let's talk about that. You decided to settle this white stone. Okay. You don't need to. You could start some fancy footwork, right? Oh, look at me. I'm doing all this fancy stuff. I'm going to kill you. Now, these are not bad moves. But the exercise is settle your group. There's a group, settle it. Okay. Now we're over here. There's a group. You didn't go forward settling it. Why?
And he seemed to kind of leave a vital point behind, so it just seemed to be the natural next step.
Okay, so you think it's time to attack?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, 3-1 in his favor.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if you say, it's really important to put in this forcing move before which isn't true, but if it was true, okay, as long as you stay on the primary path. So let's do primary. Corner can't get their side. We'll have him stop you, then out we come. We're settling our group, everything's going to be fine. And then later, later we'll live in there, right? And that'll be fine.
Okay. I guess though, like, okay, say if I play c6 and he plays somewhere else.
C6. He takes
Yeah,
a corner.
Then my natural thinking will be, okay, f3. But I guess now that attack is justified because an attack is justified, right? Because I was thinking, oh, maybe you'd say, whoa, I should settle the c6 then. But now we actually have an attack on our hands, so we can play f3 away from that initial stone.
Yeah,
because we actually
claiming
have
that this is the basic position, and we can't attack because it's equal, right? He's not weak, we're not weak.
Yeah.
It's 1-on-1, but we can start taking charge. And well, what about with those stones back? Well, it's local enough we can take charge by doing the double. Right? Yeah, we can do this. Yeah, and he's going to end up getting one side of the territory, and that's his right. So it's not like we attacked him, but we had the advantage and took advantage of it. Go ahead.
You wouldn't say the same about oh, he left a kind of a vital point behind, therefore we can take advantage of the situation.
No, we're talking about black, white in the upper left. Whoever plays first has the advantage. No one's weak there, but if black plays first, he's going to get the profit. He takes charge. No one's weak.
Yeah. Okay.
So over here, if black ignores, we're saying in a very local sense, no one's weak. It's 1-on-1. Well, black has the advantage because he's got more handicap stones. But generally speaking, well, then we can say, I'm going to take the extra value this way. I'm going to take the extra value, this way. We have choices on how to proceed to our advantage.
Okay, but if he drops down to b4, like in the game,
okay,
same thing.
So if black plays first, he can choose the course of action and he can do the profit. He chose to do it here, which isn't the best way, but he just attacked you. He just took the corner and he's taking charge of the situation. That's his right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you might say, I'm not entirely, I don't see why. This is a beautiful move. I mean, getting a base, you have a future. Let's just put a black stone here for fun. Okay, now we're not going to play that move. Let's play nice and light. Out to the center. I'm not comfortable committing to that stone, so if he wants it, I'm going to give it to him. But I did settle locally, and I'm happy about that. Yeah.
So I guess in a regular kind of handicap game, this would be a fine place to play, right? Because we're basically putting black enemy lines, and that's scary.
Right. So in a real game, you'd say, well, I would like to treat this A stone lightly because that B spot is really, I'm drooling over it. So what I'm going to do is play here. What the heck is black going to do?
Yeah.
Because I'm really lusting after this vital point. Mm-hmm. And black says, boom. And so I don't think you played it, did you? Let's find out. No, that's the vital point. It works. The fruits of your labor have come to pass. Boom, boom. Very nice. You ripped off that corner. And he's about to get cut and die. Right? Yeah, everything's great. That makes sense?
Yeah. Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Man, these are hard questions. Really tough. I think this is likely best. But if we ask, okay, I want to settle, where should I go? Corner first. Hey, I can get there. I can actually, dare I say, live. I think that's very likely that that's alive. It worked. Well, it's so small that I would prefer to run first. Okay.
And run before living, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it does make sense. Yikes. Weakness. Boom. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Gobble, gobble. Back when I was forward on and we had our first Go teacher, we would write down all his sayings, and we had like 3 full pages of these wonderful sayings. And it was something we all treasured until years later it just disappeared. I actually know someone who has it by now. One of his quotes is, "Eat what you can eat." It's like, that was just so deep and like, oh man, eat what you can read. I'll say it. Oh, eat what you can eat. This capture is so big. Okay. No.
Now, I found this in review. I mean, basically have an eye and a half eye, and I'm out.
And
So there's
yeah,
no.
pretty darn healthy.
Yeah.
While he has 2 groups, neither of which is healthy. So what to do about that? I think I need my white stone to be healthier before I can start cutting him. But oh, that cut is I want it so bad. Anything like this, I'm just going to continue to play Gote till I'm alive. I don't like it. I think it's time for a forcing move. Make a demand. And so you're saying, I am going to get immediately healthy, and you better find a way to not get cut in this process, right? You have to do what you have to do, wherever it's going to be. You might choose the more active way. That's the scary one for Black, right? You're coming right at him. That's not a bad idea at all. But through this process, you'll settle, and hopefully the cut will arise. Yeah, I would call this game losing at 9 stones, because all over, all done. Nothing you can do now. He has no weak groups.
Yeah.
Might be an overstatement, but yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, get down there. Yeah, I believe I'd Hane there, right? Because you have so much life, you kind of don't care if you're cut or not. And this is the active way. Get on out. Hard stuff. Yeah. 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 Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Yikes. Thank you. Eat what you can eat. First, test the waters. He's got a lot of cuts here, right? And any response he makes locally doesn't hurt you, but he's got 2 cuts. That's nice.
Okay. But what about, for example, if I push through and he plays D17?
Yep, yep, yep.
Because, I mean, if I come in at D17 and he connects, then he's not gaining anything, right?
Yep. Yeah. Let's this might be the last move we look at on this recording. We've really done a lot of deep analysis all over the place, covered a lot of important principles. So let's figure this out, because a lot has happened. Our A group, absolutely alive. Okay, no health problems. Our B group, near life, very near life. We have a half eye at 1, half eye at 2. There's got to be an eye somewhere around 3. We're virtually, there's just so much we can do for health. I think if we can, it's strong enough we can actually think of fighting with it. Even though it's not finished structure, I'd be tempted to use it. If we use it too much, he'll gobble it up. But so pretty healthy is all I'm saying. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Get rid of these, and we're ready to say that we're not defending. Let's check out the black groups. The A group, about to die. If we cut, it's likely dead. If we play B, he saves the cut. We come through, there's a cut there. The cut works. Now, I'm not ready to say what part of it dies for black, but there's a cut there. Hey, we're seeing a lot of weaknesses. So personally, I'm seeing the B group. That's what I'm after. Full of weaknesses. Right. Now,
The B group?
Yeah, I know. It sounds crazy. But something you do when you play a lot of handicap, and I've played an amazing amount of handicap, is step one, you have to use your imagination. So let's check it out. Boom, 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 boom. Want to let me honey? No. You've got 3 in a row. Are you going to let me honey 3 in a row? Well, of course I'm not. Okay. Well, what about now? Well, I'll just cut you. Okay. What? I can see a cut through here at this point. I don't think the A group and the B group are connected. A B and C are connected. In my imagination, boom, I can cut them. Maybe I'm contacting at D in order to do it. Who knows? They are not connected. He's horribly weak. Well, the D stone is key. Well, what do you do about that? I'm going to stop by asking the question. This creates weaknesses everywhere. So let's continue on with your premise. Well, he plays here. Okay, great. What am I going to do about that? I honestly don't know. Well, I have so many perspectives. That's the problem with being a teacher is perspective of what does the student need to learn right here? How can I bring that out on this board? What's theoretically the best move? What's the move I would play? There's so many perspectives. I get lost in them. I believe I would start here asking the question. And then I'm just talking here, but I'm in my imagination, there's all these things to work with. Based on that, I would start with this weakness. I'm looking for weaknesses, not points. 2 or 3 times it's come down to this as we're looking at your games. You're saying, but what about he's going to get the points? He's going to finish the corner. Yeah, but I'm looking for the weaknesses about the future. So that's probably the best I can do with you.
I mean, I see the weaknesses there, but at least as black, I wouldn't be concerned about them because they're right up against a strong group. So, for example, if white plays D14, I couldn't care less.
Yes.
I don't care about those turns.
And I've abused you in that arena numerous times. You've gotten so good that I don't do it too often anymore, abuse you. But the other handicap games I play, I abuse them right and left because they think what you think. Oh, I'm not concerned about my weaknesses. Well, as white, that's what I'm after. Now, in this specific example, I mean, it's fantasy, right? But that's how I aim. That's how I find my direction.
Okay, I could say in a way that it's a fantasy that white is going to win a 9-stone game.
Exactly.
I mean, from the very beginning.
Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Now black can give away 100 points, which is what it's going to take. And he does it all the time. I've won 90% of my 9-stone games. They just hand them to here, take some points, kill me, please, surround me. Like, okay, I'll surround you. And oh, but I lived. Yeah, that gave me 50 points when you lived.
So am I right in saying that that kind of move, the last kind of the move that you just played, is I mean, taking advantage of the fact that black is much weaker player than you? Because, for example, if you were playing AlphaGo now in this position, I assume you wouldn't play such a move. AlphaGo doesn't make any sense, but you're playing a strong player. They know those stones aren't valuable, and so you can't trick them into thinking that they are.
I understand the question. Yes, I would still play it. Why? Because you're saying, look at the value black's getting. And I'm saying that's the smallest value available anytime on a Go board, points in GoTech. Anything's more valuable, especially creating a bunch of weaknesses for him. That's more valuable. But he'll just win the game. Yeah, because he's got 9 stones on the board. Or for whatever reason. We're not trying to win. We're trying to say, I want to play a basic move, basic principles, and making him weak, to me, is how it goes. That's what to do.
So as black, if you go back a couple of moves, I would be thinking, okay, well, I'm not weak anywhere because those stones up against that strong white group, you know, are simply stones and not groups. White's fine, and so therefore I'm going to play a big Gote move because there's no.
I'm going to fix right here.
Okay.
And I don't care if white takes those points.
Yeah, sure.
I have a strong position. You cannot bother me. The other way, white says, hey, black doesn't know what he's doing. So when he wants to be weak, I'll let him be weak.
Sure.
So
yeah. No, I see that. That also, for example, you know, brings the G12 stone to life, and you can start to see, oh, that could cut A, and you know, problems start.
Now let's clarify to ourselves and to viewers, we are not saying that this white move is therefore the best move. That's not what we're saying. We're saying there's more value in positional judgment than just points in GoTech. So when he's weak, that's valuable. So here, in my mind, this makes black strong and is more valuable than this, which is more local points. This weakness, no thank you. So I'm going to play stronger. Okay, good. That was a lot of talking. I doubt that anyone watched the video the whole way through, but all the same, I think we're on good ground. Thank you, George.
Thank you, Lance. I asked you some very difficult questions, and you nailed
They are hard questions.
Very well.
They are really hard questions. Go is so hard. Okay, everybody. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.